Oh, shoot, I need OBS ready.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm probably gonna turn black and white.
Well, you are white.
I'm glad somebody said that in front of me. I was like, man, that is so easy to walk into.
Oh my god.
Fair warning, I may turn into a cracker.
Oh my god.
We're gonna talk about that.
Like, we'll
I'm
talk
sure.
about it, but honestly, like, I'm kind of surprised it took 4 movies for that.
It took 20 movies for except for Captain
yeah, well,
Bug's
I mean, I guess
you
that's
know
true.
what? There's this one word was never said.
I'm just so surprised that the words cracker and police brutality were used in 2 different movies.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the series finale of our Shrek podcast, Overrated, where we talk about every single Shrek film, and we finally made it to the big one, folks. It's been a long road. It's for some reason it takes us a long time to get through all of these movies, but we finally made it to Shrek Forever After.
Yep.
The final chapter, as it's also titled, and it's a bittersweet.
The actual name of the podcast is called Living The DreamWorks, where we
Where we do what, Random?
where we where we watch every single DreamWorks film and talk about them. Some of them Shrek, some of them not. But thankfully this time you get one more Shrek movie.
We get one more, and well, okay. I am the Wash.
I'm Random Stillskin here.
Do the Roy.
that was Claire.
And I'm Giona Luna.
Hey, welcome
Yeah.
back.
We're back. The
Thank
four of
you.
us are back together. I am so excited to have you back. It's especially for this one because, like,
Yes.
all of us haven't watched the Shrek trilogy together.
Yes.
I
The
feel
trilogy.
I feel like this has been like a healing process for us, right?
Yeah.
Watching Shrek Forever After. We're all like recovering from Shrek the Third.
We
Yeah,
had our highs with Shrek 1, our highers with Shrek 2, our
bottoming
Rock-
out.
Our
rock
rock
bottom
bottom.
of Shrek 3, and now we're on Shrek Forever After.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess we'll start off with our history with this film.
Yeah, so this I'm curious, because I think I know Gianna's. I don't know Random or Wash's, and I hope I know mine. So I'm very interested. I guess I'll start since I'm talking already.
Yeah,
okay.
I have seen this movie one time, not when it came out. It was a few years after. I was kind of getting out of the, animation is just dumb for kids. I was getting out of that, thankfully. And, I was kind of starting to, look at a lot of animation in, like, my own eyes. And, that's when I hadn't gone back to rewatch Shrek 1 yet, but I was starting to, warm up to the idea a little bit more. Shrek 2 was obviously Shrek 2. And those are the previous 2 movies. So I was very interested in going into Shrek Forever After. And I watched it. I remember thinking it was great. I remember being like, wow, like, not where I expected Shrek to go, but, I was okay with it. I thought it was really, really interesting. And then I never saw it. YouTuber that Random and I never stopped talking about, ranked it really high, so it kind of piqued my interest to get back into it. But I figured, by the time I saw, I got that, I was like, you know what? I think maybe, let's just wait until we do a DreamWorks podcast, however long that takes. And then a few weeks later, we started a DreamWorks podcast. So, I haven't seen it since, I'm going to say about mid 2010s, probably, like that ballpark.
Mid 2010 is when the decade, mid 2010s.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I thought it was in the middle of 2010
middle
because
of
that's when this
2010, yeah.
movie came out.
Yeah. I didn't see it the year it came out. I saw it the month it came out, okay?
You were there in the theater.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot less interesting than the Kool-Aid story I had for Shrek the Third. But that's about the extent of it. I saw it once, really liked it, and my interest has been piqued, especially rewatching the first two movies has really made me wonder how the third turned out, and we're here to talk about that today.
Yeah. My beautiful history is nothing. There is no history with Shrek Forever After.
As soon as you said my beautiful history, I was like, there is none.
There's nothing. Nothing. A goose egg, if you will. There was a bit of a stigma with Shrek Forever After because I did see Shrek the Third in theaters, and again something was off, and I was starting to enter the DreamWorks movies are stupid phase.
Everybody's doing the eyebrows. Why is everybody doing the eyebrows?
I don't do the eyebrows, and I didn't want to see Shrek Forever After. We didn't see it in theaters. I don't think I even saw it on cable or anywhere. I just didn't see it, and I didn't want to see it. I figured Shrek the Third was bad. This is probably going to be bad too. It's the fourth Shrek movie. Come on, they're doing what Ice Age is doing. I don't want them to do what Ice Age is doing. That's what I thought. Without even seeing the film.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just had a negative connotation when viewing Shrek Forever After. I thought it was going to be bad. Like, come on, Rumpelstiltskin. He was already. A part of me was like, he was already in the Shrek franchise, and that one throwaway joke in the third movie that doesn't exist anymore. So, I didn't really see it, but I had a negative reaction and connotation to it. And then, same YouTuber that Claire mentioned thought it was a high regard. I still didn't want to watch it. I was still nervous about it. And then we watched Shrek the Third, and I prayed to God that this would be slightly better. And was it?
Probably. Most things are slightly better.
Yes, most things are, but
only slightly.
We'll get there. We'll see.
Yeah.
After seeing Shrek the Third in theaters, I was like, okay, so Shrek's over then. It's ogre, if you will. And then when I heard that they were making a fourth one, I was like, oh, so this is a cash grab. Like, how could they possibly go on from the train wreck that was Shrek the Third? And so I never saw it. And then one day I got a message from my close friend RandomBystanderHere, and he was like, "Do you want to sign this contract?" And no. So
do you want to be in a podcast?
Yeah, do you want to sign this contract to do this podcast? Totally fine. No strings attached. Like, no weirdness.
No weirdness.
Oh boy!
Yeah. Here we are today. I've finally seen Shrek Forever After.
All right, and then I'll bookend that by saying very similar to Claire, actually.
Oh.
That I did not see it in theaters. Exactly the same thing. Like when I saw it, I was like, no, that looks really lame. I'm gonna go watch. It was 2010. That was Toy Story 3.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah, so
my God.
I'm gonna go watch Toy Story 3 instead. So that one is way better, surely. I don't know what it was, but I guess at some point I was just like sitting at home in the living room, and at one point Shrek Forever After showed up on cable, and it's like, okay, whatever. I had nothing to do. I give it a shot, and I remember feeling the same thing. It was like, oh, this is actually good. It's interesting. All right. And I don't think I saw it again since, until just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I remember was just thinking like, oh, that was better than I remember it being. So I'm curious to see if that still holds up. So
real quick, I am very glad you brought up Toy Story 3. We got 4 Shrek movies in between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. That is so crazy to think about.
Oh my God. And now we're getting
Toy Story 5.
And
now we're getting
Shrek 5.
Yeah, now we're getting 3 Toy Story films.
Oh God!
Between
don't
Toy
count,
Story 4, between
Lightyear.
Shrek 4 and 5.
Oh, you're counting Lightyear.
I'm counting Lightyear.
Oh
Anyway.
man!
It's anyway. But now It's time for the traditional plot synopsis.
This is a novel. I'm so sorry in advance.
I said this in our little group chat, but if there's one movie that we've talked about so far with you that needs a plot synopsis, it's Shrek Forever After.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, let me try not to leave out something that doesn't have to be mentioned, but like almost everything has to be mentioned.
That sounds like a pretty good script to me.
Yeah.
So, grab an eyeball teeny and buckle up. This is gonna be his plot synopsis.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Shrek Forever After. Now parents of 3 little ogre babies, Fiona and Shrek are deep into the routine of being new parents. While there is so much love between the little family, the monotony of parenthood starts to irritate Shrek, culminating in an outburst at his triplets' first birthday party, where he lets out a big roar in frustration to all of the noise, demands, wants, and needs directed at him en masse. While on a walk to cool off, Shrek stumbles upon Rumpelstiltskin, who slyly offers him a contract to grant him a day where he can feel like a true ogre again. All he would have to do is offer Rumpelstiltskin a day from his past, and he elects to give him, quote, one from when he was a baby that he couldn't remember. Shrek signs the contract, unknowingly giving away the day he was born to Rumpelstiltskin, thus granting Rumpelstiltskin the kingdom, as Shrek never would have saved Fiona, forcing the king and queen to desperately sign a contract with Rumpelstiltskin to save her. Shrek is then isekai'd. Wait, no, this is not anime. Shrek is then transported to an alternate version of Far, Far Away, wherein Rumpelstiltskin is the king, dictator. Donkey is a singing caravan driver. Puss in Boots is a chunky lazy boy. And Fiona is the badass warrior princess of the ogres, who are at war with Rumpelstiltskin. After managing to befriend Donkey in this alternate universe, Donkey helps Shrek find a sneaky exit clause from his contract. True Love's kiss would release him from it, meaning he would have to kiss Fiona before dawn or he would cease to exist, and this dark version of Far, Far Away would become reality. Shrek tries and fails several times to woo Fiona. Fiona is too busy planning an ambush on Rumpelstiltskin with the rest of the ogres. Meanwhile, Rumpelstiltskin enlists the help of the Pied Piper in order to capture the ogres. At a critical moment, Shrek is too busy trying to convince Fiona to kiss him than focusing on the imminent ambush. Fiona reluctantly kisses him, and nothing happens. Rumpelstiltskin turns to desperate measures to capture Shrek. He offers the deal of a lifetime to anyone who can bring him the ogre. Since he believes all hope is lost, Shrek goes to turn himself in and uses his wish to free all captured ogres. To Shrek's surprise, Fiona is still imprisoned. Rumpelstiltskin says that she's, quote, not all ogre, to justify it, and 6 dragon on them. In a wild ambush, Donkey, Puss, and all the freed ogres fight to save Shrek and Fiona. Donkey, Puss, and the ogres capture Rumpelstiltskin, and Shrek and Fiona take down Dragon. As dawn approaches, Shrek begins to fade away. Fiona is devastated, but Shrek finally finds the right words, describing their life together in ways only she could understand. She kisses him just before he disappears, breaking the contract. Shrek is suddenly transported back to his triplets' first birthday party, just having let out a monstrous roar. Everyone cheers for his performance, and Shrek, this time, is appreciative for their enthusiasm. He shows his love and gratitude to his family, and they go on to live happily ever after. The end.
Aww.
Before we get there, just like a tiny bit of history, because this we were supposed to get 5 episodes of Overrated, the Shrek podcast, because the original plan after Shrek 2 was to have, like, this was supposed to be called Shrek Goes Forth, and then they'd have Shrek 5, which I don't know what the title would have been, but, like, there's, like, an interview with, like, Jeffrey Katzenberg was like, yeah, because Shrek is, like, going forth. Get it?
No, I don't. Can you explain it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey.
But
we don't have too much longer with them.
So according to the writers, the story that they had planned out, which is essentially what we see, like Jeffrey looked at that and said, "You know what? I'm good with this being the way that we close out the Shrek story." It could be true, but what I think also happened is that like Jeffrey Katzenberg saw the writing on the wall, and he says, "Hey, these movies are like they're not getting nearly as big in like profits." And indeed, this one, like, it's still successful. It's not a bomb in any sense, but the budget to profit ratio, the budget revenue was getting smaller and smaller, and like cut the brakes. And it said, "Look, this is the final one, and then we'll try for like we'll try for a spin-off or something. We'll see how that goes." So this is the finale as of now, because Shrek 5 is coming out. But as of now, this is the finale. I guess because when I saw this on cable, I must have started watching it during the birthday party or something, because I have no recollection of that opening sequence.
Mm.
And it's like there's some like real drama. There's some like real tension in there, because it's like, you know, the king and queen that are getting ready to sign this contract, and like you know this is a Faustian bargain. And then like a guy just says, "Hey, so you just got saved. See ya."
Right. That is immaculate timing.
And Rumpelstiltskin is poor and destitute. Like that was,
I love how he's narrating the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay for that.
You're gonna have to pay for that.
He's just that ye old Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Grumple, stinky pants.
Oh man.
And it's just like, again, all the Shrek trilogy, every single one starts out with a book being read. Every single one.
Yeah.
No other ones. Again, it's very creative, because it's also the second time where technically the villain reads the book this time, because Charming read it in the second one.
Yeah.
Do we want to start off with the new villain? Because like, you know, we got all the classics are back, all the classic characters are back, and I definitely want to talk about those classic characters. Rumpelstiltskin was actually kind of interesting one for me, because I should hate his guts, and I do hate his guts.
Well, yeah.
But like, you have to love to hate him, and you also have to admire like how he won. He bested the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
The way I like one of the I think the director said it, that like with him in the castle with like the wishes party and him in the extravagant like wigs and stuff, it's like the worst guy you know winning the lottery. It's
Yes.
like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
he's just a sniveling little asshole, and he's just like all he just wanted was that instant like the fortunes and power, and it's just so dickish.
They're very similar, but also very different. But like, I think they're similar enough to where I am going to say, I'm assuming this is a hot take, but better Farquaad.
Better than Farquaad.
There's so many parallels between this and Shrek 1, which maybe I'll elaborate on later.
Mhm.
So I see what you're saying for sure.
Absolutely.
At the very least, and this is big because we talked about how good Farquaad's voice is, but like, this is probably like my favorite voice on a character in all of Shrek.
Oh,
wow.
I loved the voice. I don't know if I'd say my favorite in all of Shrek, but like the voice, like I enjoyed the performance so
The
much.
performance is fantastic too.
Yeah.
I really have to think about that, because there's a lot of great voices.
Oh,
in
there's so
Shrek.
many good
Yeah.
ones, but like,
Oh man, that's hard. That's really, really hard.
And
I don't know.
I love how it's not done by a celebrity.
yeah,
No,
it's done by a director-writer.
No, he's done by
Amazing.
it's
Is
Who's
that
Walt-
an anime?
worked on classics such as season 2 of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, he I think he did like Wormy and like episodes like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, Walt Dorn. Who's
Shrek,
like,
what kind of contract did you sign? I don't know, but whatever it is, it must have eaten Wormy.
Shrek being
Donkey
like,
shouts, why does this keep happening to me?
You were saying about Walt Thorne?
I could as soon as I saw that like he was a writer, I can already figure out like how he got the job, and then I read an interview and he said explicitly, yeah, I was voicing this character like a year before we started casting.
Yep,
Like it's just it's exactly like Edna Mode in The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Like they were just doing this, and the writer just had this particular voice, and as soon as they tried to swap it out with some other voice, it completely changed the tone. Like it's really, really essential that he has to be this like sniveling. He's like
Yes.
I don't remember his name, but if you remember the show Recess, you remember like the one kid who would like
Randall!
Randall.
He's the kid who would like tattle like that. He's just like the
Miss Finster, they stole my angry wig.
They pulled my socks down.
Oh my god. Yeah, like I can't picture. I'm so surprised that Jeffrey Katzenberg, Mr. Stuntman Caster himself, allowed this to happen. I'm glad because it works so well, but like,
I mean, it's not like there isn't a precedent for this. Like we do have Madagascar.
Yeah. And that's like the little kid who got like that's the director as well. That's Mike Mitchell.
Oh my god!
His name is Butterpants in the credits.
I didn't catch that.
Me neither.
And his father. If you are talking about Suncast, his father's voiced by Ryan Seacrest.
what?
So that's the thing. As soon as you look through the credits, you see like, oh, okay. So they put all the like secondary characters on the stunt casting.
That's
John
actually
Hand.
fantastic though, because he has like 4 lines.
That's so
I
funny.
believe my son. You promised my son a roar.
Like, I love you, Daddy.
I love you, Daddy.
Do it.
And he's like licking his life.
That's such a great sequence, honestly.
that whole sequence was really good. I agree.
It's the perfect way to upset Shrek because he needs someone who's like Donkey but an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who just keeps pushing his boundaries.
And then all the other shit. We're going away from Rumple a bit, but it's okay. We'll get back to him. It's all the shit. They do a really good job of like showing the monotony of parent life. Because I have nephews. I've seen what my sister goes through.
Yeah.
I know it's not all. Kids are hard, and you get into routine. It can be a lot for people, and just all that stress happening at once. Like it was giving me anxiety a bit just watching it all happen.
It's like the sequence where he's like at first he's just trying to like relax in the tub, and then later on he's dipping his toes in, and then he has to fix the tub, and then he's like he's just walking towards, and already he has that face where he's like he knows that he's gonna get called.
Yeah.
And he's gonna ruin
I was
his
more
life.
talking about like the party being more anxious.
Oh yeah, that too. But like,
because like just everything is going wrong. Like he's getting asked to do the roar. The cake's gotten eaten.
Yeah.
we ate the cake.
I think that's just like a continuation of like what starts off as a very wholesome montage at the beginning. It's like, oh, like this is so sweet.
And we live
you know?
happily ever after. Yeah.
Exactly. And then like you can see that the monotony of life and him not really being able to like catch his breath or take a break and is constantly needed or being ogled at as like some kind of attraction.
Yeah.
I think that the birthday party is just like all of that leading up to him not being able to take it anymore. So it's even like the small things are starting to break Shrek in that moment where it's just like there's a problem with the cake. Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, like, let's figure that out. We literally have the Muffin Man on scene. He can do something about it. But, like, you're not in a mind space to, like, to think about it, to solve it. So he was just so frustrated. That was handled so well.
Like, he was trying to bring out the cake. It's like, what happened to like, Donkey licked the cake because he's an asshole. It's just like, well, it's like better off this way. But you forgot the candle. And Fiona's like, okay, I'll go get the candles. You just watch the cake. The cake's gone.
Yeah.
We ate the cake.
Let's get another cake. We ate the other cake.
It's that opening sequence of like the stress of parenthood. Force. It's like a National Lampoon's Vacation. It's the father being like pushed way to the brink. But you know what? Like, within that, even with all that stress, there's like this one tiny moment that maybe be like, oh, where it's, and it pays off later, where it's like one of the babies is like squeaking her doll straight into Shrek's ear, and he's not angry. He's just like, please, Felicia, not in Daddy's ear, and it's just like, oh, he really loves them.
Yeah.
He's just really stressed out, and of course that would come to pay off later.
Yeah, well, because he like grabs the doll and like puts it in his pocket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. He roars. Everyone cheers. He roars, and I think he almost expects people to like recoil, but no, everyone cheers for him. And then
because they see him as a sideshow.
Yeah, he's in a yeah.
And
you used to be an ogre. Or no, you used to be a real ogre.
Yeah, and then Puss in Boots is like, I found another cake, and because he's Puss in Boots, and then Shrek can't take it anymore. He destroys it.
Yeah,
and
he's pushed to the brink, and he does something that, you know, he regrets ultimately, but like in the moment, he's so like riled up that he doesn't. His vision is completely like fogged with anger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's absolutely an emotional outburst.
Yeah. It's so you could so easily say like, well, what happened in like Shrek 1 where like Shrek was saying like what was it like they hate me before they even know me. It's like, well, how does Shrek forget all that? Well, nostalgia does that to you.
Yeah, that's what I like so much about. I mean, we'll talk about Fiona's perspective a little later, but what I really like about Shrek's perspective is that I mean, they don't quite say nostalgia, but it's still like that general thought of when he's just like, back then things made sense. And that is like the best way you could word that, because he's so like aggravated he can't keep up. But you know what? Back then he scared people, took a mud bath, went to bed. He knew he knew what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Things might be better now, but they're very frustrating. He doesn't know what to do, and it's just he's emotional. And it's making him very upset, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, back then he had a routine, and that's all completely thrown out. And now he has responsibilities, and now he has to think of for the future, and he doesn't want. It's too much for him.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's the talk.
Oh boy, what do we think of the talk? What do we think of it? Well, okay, I'll say this. Tiny gremlin Rumpelstiltskin eating out of the garbage, funnier than it should have been.
Yes. Oh my god.
But then like I was trying to like completely jump away from your question, but then like later on when like Shrek he has to find some way to like get Shrek Shrek's attention, so he pretends to be crushed by his help me, I think I see the light, and then it's like, an ogre, you are a real ogre, aren't you?
You're like, my god.
Just like twisting it.
Yeah.
Like.
It's what an asshole.
What an asshole, but he's a manipulative asshole.
Yeah, that's what makes it so much fun, but we'll get to him later. This feels like a more like moment to moment. We talk about moments and characters, but let's
we're probably going to talk about moment to moment with this one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But with the speed, like that really like I guess it's like we've known Shrek for so long that I know that it's like it's not what he means, it's just that he's so like we said, it's an emotional lash out. Mm-hmm. And so when he was saying like you mean that day you rescued me from the tower, exactly, like he doesn't really, he's not like thinking, he's just so angry.
I know, but at the same time it's like like this is more of like a Woody no type of thing, where it's basically like we know, yeah, right, we know this character for so long, we don't want them to do this, but at the same time, like that's really harsh to say to your wife.
I kind of
so
think,
like I
mean,
that
it
was
would
in the
have
back of my
definitely
mind a
messed
bit.
with the flow of the movie. I kind of wish we got a little more of Fiona other than her quips and her saying, I wish every day was as good at this one. Because taking this movie in isolation, it kind of came off as kind of messed up from Fiona's point of view. Like, I mean, Shrek acting up there, like, you know, absolutely, I think she had the right to say, like, you know, don't act up like that. But he goes through so much every single day. He's having an emotional outburst. Like, he needs to let his anger out. It's not healthy for him. He's clearly stressed. He's clearly unhappy. And Fiona responds to this by saying, what were you doing in there?
Yeah. No, I do agree. I think that there should have been more of a, like, are you okay? Maybe coming from a place of, like, caring. I mean, I'm trying to see it from her perspective as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
it's her children's first birthday party, and I would be livid too if my partner, like, did that. But I would be like, if it's very out of character for my partner, I would be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to talk about it? Like,
I guess
that's exactly the thing, because, like, this isn't like, I mean, I'm gonna bring up Shrek 2. Like, she was very patient with Shrek in Shrek 2. When they went to Far, Far Away, and her dad just hated Shrek outwardly. Like, he tried, Shrek tried, and she appreciated that, but when he just kind of gave up on the whole situation, just got really, really angry, that's when she said, you know, I'm trying to make this work. The least you could do is try. And, like, I remember I didn't like that so much, but seeing this now, I really can appreciate, like, the effort and understanding that Fiona put in there. And I guess, you know, it's one of those things that, like, I'm sure off camera she says this stuff, right? But because they do such a good job of showing us all the anguish that Shrek is going through and none of what Fiona is going through, it comes off as, like, a little rough to me.
I was wondering that too, like, is Fiona as happy as she appears? Because, I mean, famously, people usually aren't as happy as they appear. So I would love to know, like, is she okay too?
Yeah.
I think she's awesome because she's going through this through much of the same thing. Like we can see that the birthday party is stressful for both people, and like the candle thing for instance, it's like Fiona specifically talks about mentions the candles. Like, did you get the candles? You didn't get the candles. That's fine. Like, she doesn't like admonish him for it. He just it's like, okay, I'll take the candle. You just watch the cake, and the cake's gone. But like it's clear that like they're both going through this, but I think Fiona is just completely is just happy with the situation. I think blessed with the situation. With
grateful,
and especially as we learn later, like what we do get to hear, we hear a bit of like what Fiona goes through. It's like this beautiful line. God, do I want to bring it up?
Maybe later.
But like when Shrek is trying to explain, like trying to prove that that he knows Fiona, and like talks about all the tiny little things, and it's like, oh man, it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much of it's a what do you know situation. It was like it's a protagonist being acting like a jerk, and it's just like he even when he's in this happy family, like he can just still gonna be a curmudgeon about this. And I mean, at least he could do is like say to Donkey and Puss, okay, we've heard this story. You don't have to tell it every night.
I have to tell it every night. But hey, look, if the kids like it.
I mean, to be fair, Whatever gets the kids to sleep.
Yeah, sometimes kids, like, they want the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, I used to watch the same movies every day as a small
Same.
child, so they probably want to hear that cute story every night.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. That oh man, that's
Yeah.
so bad for Shrek.
Right.
It's probably like traumatizing for him too to have to hear all this.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, remember when, like, I did something exciting?
remember when the fairy godmother gaslit me?
Oh my god.
Remember when a short guy got me on a huge quest to get my land back? Remember when a bunch of fairy tale creatures just popped in my
Remember when
house?
I got stabbed?
Oh wait, no.
Oh wait, no,
I
I
didn't.
don't. I don't
was
remember
gonna
when
say,
that happened.
Right. Just kidding.
But yeah, then we see that then Rumple makes a deal, or Rumple gets to know Shrek.
You don't get to just say like, and then Rumple makes the deal. No. You gotta talk about that.
Yeah, we gotta talk
gotta
about
talk
that
about-
scene.
Yeah, there's a whole scene where like basically Rumple is schmoozing Shrek. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. It's just like the one day that you'd rather forget. How about the day I'd met Donkey? That's a day I'd rather forget. I don't know who
I
that
don't know who
is.
that is.
Yes! Yes! I love that line so much.
Oh.
It's just,
Because like it's such a movie line. When you take it out of the context of a movie, it's like, who's Donkey?
Who's Donkey? I don't know.
I love when he's talking about the days that he could get rid of. He's cutting the turkey or whatever. And he's like, oh, it could be A or B, or the day that your life was ruined by people signing contracts and not gonna.
Yeah.
Do you like
like,
white meat or red? Do you like white meat or red?
And he like cuts through the plate like
he cuts
he's
through the plate.
yeah, like he's oh god, what's his like Bob from The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Shrek is know that there's gonna be a catch. Because
Yeah,
of course
yeah.
there is.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're just gonna take a day, one day away from your life.
You
And
don't
then he's like, oh,
from when you were a baby, you don't even remember. Yeah.
yeah. And then he's like, guess it can't be that bad, can it?
Yeah.
No, it's just one day.
Just one day. So
I
which one you
love-
looking for, Shrek? Take any of them.
I love the moment where he realizes that he's got him. Which is basically when Shrek asks, like,
He's
what-
like
what-
shaking the table. Like, sign it, sign
No,
it,
no,
sign it.
no.
Yeah.
You
I was
signed
talking
it.
about. I was talking about before, like even then, like when Shrek, when Rumple's back is turned to Shrek, and Shrek is like, "So what day would I have to give anyway?" And you just see this devilish smile
Uh-huh.
from him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's just like this, like,
hook, line,
oh
and
yeah,
sinker.
yep. And then, but yeah, the whole sign it. It's just great
Like
too.
shaking it.
Yeah.
His like shoes break.
His shoes break. I thought there was gonna be like a transformation into
I
something.
thought it was a transformation
but
as
no,
well.
he just
Like
has like really excited feet.
he's just so he like burst his toes out of his shoe.
And when I first like saw that scene, I was like, because I'd never seen the movie before, so I didn't really have context. I was like, is he like, does he need people to like sign contracts to like keep whatever form he's in? Because like
Yeah.
he was like almost transforming in a way, and then
Yeah.
that wasn't it at all. But
No,
it was
no.
an interesting thought in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been cool.
Well, he does transform into a person who can afford tall socks.
Yeah.
Yes.
he goes to the Pied Piper, fix my sock.
I don't know why. Like, it's not that funny, but that was like one of my biggest laughs of the movie.
He had a sock switch.
The sock switch on the pipe.
The
was,
sock
oh my
switch.
god.
While we're talking about him, just really quick, because he's voiced by Jeremy Steig. When I saw that, I was like, Steig, why does that sound familiar? I looked him up. He's the son of William Steig, the creator of Shrek. Turns out that the Shrek creator's son just happens to be like a jazz flutist, and so
What?
Oh my god.
that is literally him. That like he doesn't have a voice. It's just him on a flute.
It's just the
God.
flute. That's actually amazing.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
wondering who they got to play the flute for that.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it's a nice little wrap up. It's a
Uh-huh.
nice little like homage to his father. Like sadly, like Jeremy passed away like in 2016, but it's
Aw.
like it's like really sweet to do.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm sure like he was just part of the estate of his father, and they're just like, hey, we know a flutist. Why don't we? And
Let's make a cool Hitman character.
It makes a cool
again.
Hitman character. It's a really freaking good flute job.
Well, we'll get to him
Really
later.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, do we not want to talk about him in full now?
We
Ooh.
could.
wait.
I mean, we still have a decent amount of time, but less than you think. So
Okay.
We're going through it plot by plot, and we're just getting to the point where like
We don't have to go
Shrek
like
makes the
plot
deal.
by plot.
yeah. Then Shrek makes Shrek makes a deal, and then he does the first thing he does when he realizes he's afraid again. He fucks around.
yeah, he finds
Yeah,
out.
This is the
Honestly-
part where you run away.
Yeah, this was before he found out. He
True,
fucked around first.
Yeah.
And he was just like it's like it reminded me of like someone playing Grand Theft Auto for the first time.
And like all he wants to do is
It's
just like
cause chaos.
it's like surf off people's roofs. And, yeah, put up a puppet. He put on a puppet show about like evil ogres, and then he becomes an evil ogre.
he crashes a wedding.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like he's like twirling around in his bridal dress, his bridal
He's
gown.
just having the time of his life.
He's like having the time of his
Yes.
life, being who he always wanted to be.
Everything looks fine, and then it's not when he sees the wanted poster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, it's nice to feel wanted again, and then he sees Fiona, and it's like, what? Oh my god, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he goes to the swamp, but there is no his house.
There's no swamp.
His swamp is
It's a wasteland.
Yeah.
It's still a swamp, but like
Yeah.
it is very clear like nobody has ever lived here. There was even like a one moment where he hears like a noise inside, but then into another room, and I thought there was going to be some sort of reveal. No, it's just like it's just the empty atmosphere. It's like no, this really is like abandoned. Isn't even the word
Yeah.
like non-existent.
Yeah, it's like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
in a sense.
It's honestly a good foreshadowing to
It's a
like
good
the actual post-apocalypticness
Yeah.
of this new reality.
A
Yeah.
far better post-apocalyptic, far, far away than the other one.
Yes,
Like,
where it was just like, oh, it's fine. There's a little pillaging. Some Pinocchio's trapped in glass. No, this one.
no,
one.
this one is where witches go to party.
Yep.
I love that.
Witches
that
go to
way.
party. Oh yeah. First off, the witches. Oh my god. Like
Yeah, they're central to this. I guess what might have happened is that like maybe with Shrek the Third that they were like they were thrown in like a ton of different villains, and then this time they decided to like streamline it. Like we're gonna have this. It's all witches. Like all of his subordinates are witches, and it makes for a very recognizable very recognizable secondary villains, and like you know the rules, and you know like what they do, and it's conniving and it's oppressive, and they're awesome. I love them. They're fun. That's the main
Yeah, they
thing.
are.
I
It's like,
love the chomping pumpkin chains. Those were super cool.
Yeah.
Those are super cool.
Oh my
They
god.
had some cool weapons. The poison apple tear gas,
Yeah.
the jack-o'-lantern bombs.
Uh-huh.
Like, those were really interesting.
they fleshed them out, and of course
Yeah.
they had to throw in like a Wizard of Oz.
That's one of the best
Yeah,
yeah,
parts
they
of
were
the movie.
all essentially the Wicked Witch of the West, which I thought was an interesting design choice.
Anybody want some aqua purifana?
Honestly, a part of me forgot a Wizard of Oz existed. I was like, oh, what's the matter? You're just hydrating. What's the big deal?
Is it like poisonous water? No. It's what a world, what a world.
What a world!
And then I was like,
what a
oh.
world!
Okay.
Also, I really liked the touch that one of the witches was named Baba after the Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't click for me. That's so cool.
Such an interesting little tidbit. Kids would have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Honestly, the witches are even foreshadowed right in the very beginning because, like, during that whole thing where the king and queen go into like this like
Oh,
trailer
that's
park
right.
area.
They were in
And
the trailer
guess where
park.
what's with Rumpelstiltskin? The witches.
Yeah.
That's how he knows them and
This is a
recruits them.
good
And I'm
movie.
like, that is so easily missable.
Yeah, we all
And
miss
I
it.
love that was
you know
there.
another thing that's like so easy to miss, that like that birthday party, that's the poison apple.
Yes, I saw
Yeah.
that in the
Yeah.
video after I watched I watched about Shrek Forever After. But yeah, that party building is the poisoned apple.
Yeah, that's why Larry King is there.
They have all the mechanical
yeah.
like animatronic robots that are like
The
all
Five
apples.
Nights at
I
Freddy's.
knew it was gonna be you that said that, Random.
Five
I
Nights
knew
at
it.
Freddy's.
Yeah, yeah. There's like an apple and a pie, and like the ugly stepsisters are still working there.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
That's
cute.
cute.
You have like this, essentially like a biker club turned into a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's alright, they'll always come back.
Oh, come back.
Anyway, yeah, like seeing Far Far Away actually like post-apocalyptic and all the changes that happen, like you see like the ground looks drier.
Yeah.
Gingy is in like a cookie fighting ring.
Oh my god, I was like, the poor animal crackers, no!
I thought I was dying laughing.
That was so crazy.
I was like,
Oh, speaking of Gianna, I was thinking of you like super hard. Just skipping ahead a little bit. But when Shrek is explaining to Donkey about how, like, I've won her over once, I can do it again, and he blows up the frog balloon. That was
Yeah.
if baby
Yeah, I
Gianna
was
saw
like,
this, she'd
don't-
be scarred.
I know, I'm like, don't do this to me again, Shrek. Like, why?
honest
The
to
animal
God,
cruelty of it all.
There were so many
around-
like homages to like the first film, especially.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have kind of mixed feelings about that.
Sam,
Yeah.
Sam.
Okay, I'm so glad it's not just me, because I thought, like, not to derail us, I guess, probably my hottest take, I guess, about the movie is I don't dislike it at all, but I do think it was, like, kind of pretty evident that it was, like, their attempt at keeping Shrek going. I do think it was a cash grab, except it was a good movie, at least.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And maybe
yeah.
to, like, recover from Shrek 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I have, like, rework of Shrek 1 vibes, because they have to make Shrek meet Donkey again,
Mhm.
save Fiona again, share True Love's kiss to break the spell/contract, and then they also bring back like Waffles and the frog balloon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
I think
It's very hit and miss.
I think
Yes.
what my big problem with it is, and like I totally understand, like, no Shrek the Third, fine. Puss feels like he's there to remind people that Shrek 2 happened as well. And I mean, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
Shrek 3, Puss also had no point in being there pretty much, but like here, I guess because it's a good movie, I felt it was even more evident that like there's really no point in having Puss around. He was just, people liked him in Shrek 2.
yeah, he's literally just Fiona's house pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just like, we like this character, how can we incorporate him? Oh, he can just be Fiona's pet,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know how canonically that would work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honest to God, when Rumple mentioned something about hiring a bounty hunter, I thought that was going to be Puss
And,
first.
So
and
did
Puss
I.
is what comes out immediately after. To like kind of
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
that
Yes.
right away.
And then they're like, oh,
it's like,
okay, never mind.
again, the character exists because it's like everything else is about Shrek 1. We got to put something in there about Shrek 2, or else this is just going to feel like Shrek 1.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
honestly, it would have been kind of cool if Puss was on Rumple's side.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have added so much complexity to it.
Yeah. for
And,
sure.
like in a way, like that's what Puss was at the very start.
Originally,
like,
yes.
he
Yeah,
was-
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Because then they would have had to win him over again, and like, while that would have been a parallel, it at least would have been a little
It's
an
a little
added
too much
layer,
to,
if you
a little
will.
too much
Yeah.
to Shrek 2. That's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true. I can definitely. I
I don't know.
see
I
the
feel it would have
point.
been better than he's a fat cat.
Oh.
He's Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so, I know it's an alternate universe, but it is so out of the realm of his personality. It's like kind of hard to believe.
Retiring is the greatest thing I've ever done. Made me laugh. And not
Oh.
for the reasons that you would be able to predict pre-Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah, that's all
Oh.
good.
I'm sorry, I know you haven't seen that movie, Gianna, sorry, but like,
Oh, I haven't.
I remember
Okay.
thinking, like,
Oh, I want to
He's
make
really
jokes,
saying
but I
this,
can't
huh?
Should
without
I take
spoiling.
my headphones off, please?
No, we're not. I'm not.
well, I won't
I'm
go
gonna
any
hold back.
further.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna
make
be like,
anything.
he's saying this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is an alternate universe.
I know. It was just in retrospect, it gave me some.
I didn't mind pushing here, but I can definitely agree that like he didn't. I think the main trouble is that he didn't have a resolution.
Yeah,
Like they were warming up to a resolution. They were all warming up to like him thinking like, have I really gone soft, and like just wanting to. And like even at the end, like he has his boots on and his hat, and I think all that happens is that he breaks his boots. I don't even remember like what he did.
I feel like the resolution is just him donning the boots and hat, which isn't really a whole lot.
No, it's like what is he contributing to the scene?
Yeah,
to the escape. For instance, but like I did like that, like unlike Shrek 2, that Donkey and Puss, like they just get together, they warm up to each other immediately.
Yeah,
that was fun.
cute.
That was fun.
Like,
not
only does Donkey want to keep him.
That was out of all of the Shrek 2 specifically nods, I thought that was like the only good one.
Yeah, the fact that all it takes is just them.
Just like seeing him, it's like, oh, can we keep him?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
And then they talk to each other, they make bad puns, and then they just
you
laugh.
are a catastrophe, and you are redunculous. It's like, that's sweet.
Yeah, that made me actually legit laugh. Oh, if you want to talk about Donkey being sweet, the moment where Shrek is like, next thing you'll tell is I believe that you and a dragon are together, and you have little dragon donkey babies. He's like,
I'm a daddy?
Daddy?
I'm a daddy? It just, I literally let out the biggest awe.
Do my babies have talons or hooves?
He is so happy to be a dad.
I will say, I mean, if you couldn't have guessed already, I think the best thing about the movie is Rumpelstiltskin. But like of the classic characters, I definitely like Donkey the most.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know. I
like Donkey here better than I do, and then I like him here than Shrek 2. I'll be honest.
No, I mean, about that. He's not a stallion.
When it comes to like,
he's not a stallion, baby.
I don't know. He's funnier in Shrek 2, but like, I like his character more in this one.
I don't know if I like how they compare, but I did really like Donkey in this film.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that is very personal for me is that, well, first off, let me start with the really quick thing. Love that they made him like mangier in this.
Yes.
Very, very cool touch. But the thing that's like personal to me, Donkey's job, so he's basically a radio where the witches whip him and he has to change songs. So his life is like singing song requests. And I'm like, no, stop reading the Shrek board.
The Twitch chat is whipping you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
they're not even
work.
tipping. My God.
Why tip Why tip a wagon radio?
Hey, I'm driving. I get control.
Oh my God, that hurt my soul.
Yeah, I just felt bad, but now I feel even more bad.
No, I love my job. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
No,
the
but
crowd's just a lot.
No, absolutely.
I'm very demanding.
Absolutely.
It's like I guess I like that. Like he's to like mirror from Shrek 1. Like the opposite from Shrek 1, because like in Shrek 1, like Donkey is like smitten with Shrek immediately, and this time like suddenly like Shrek needs him to be as like a compadre, and he wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah, he even tries singing to him, which was actually so cute.
Yeah, when Shrek sang to Donkey, I loved that, and then Donkey was like, "Hey!"
And then he's smiling like you think he's gonna be like it, and then he runs away like hell.
Yeah.
And then it takes, of all things, it takes like Shrek crying for because it connects to Donkey's emotional side.
Yeah.
Because
Can we talk about that?
That was really good.
Can we really talk about the fact that Shrek
Yeah, it was
cried?
really good. I
like
that.
him crying with the doll, with the doll,
Yeah.
With the doll.
Oh my God, my heart.
and just like, hey, I don't. It's none of my business what your problem is. What is your problem anyway?
Yeah, but like Shrek has never cried before, has he?
No.
No.
I know where you got that
Seen.
point from, and
I know.
but
I'm
no, he
stealing
never
it.
has.
And like that that kind of hit me a bit. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Even during like the sad moments, because there are plenty of sad moments in all
two.
all two films. But like even then, even when he missed Fiona and the whole misunderstandings thing, even when he missed Fiona and like let her go, even those like song moments, he did not cry. This one, he had his family, his wife and kids, and he made a crappy deal, and he lost them, and he just sees the doll, and you see tears. And I'm like, it's perfectly justifiable for him to feel this way. And
he's
damn,
remorseful because it's all his fault. This is his.
it is all his fault.
Yeah, like at this point, like it is his fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to jump way ahead, like when Fiona says like, "You were my true love," that like, where were you? Like the obvious
That
answer to
hit
that
me.
is the obvious answer to that is to say like, "Oh, I wasn't born yet." But then like, why wasn't I born yet? Because I signed a shitty deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was
And why did you sign this shitty deal?
because I didn't see what I had.
Yeah.
I didn't see what I had until I lost.
Yeah,
it.
even taking
Yes,
it a bit
it's
more
the-
literally.
it's a
like,
wonderful
where
life,
were you?
but
Well,
yeah.
the last time that I saw you the last time that I saw you compared to now of where were you was literally me signing that contract. And the note that we left out on was, I wish I never rescued you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't side with Shrek, but I understand Shrek more than what the movie let on the other characters were. But, going that far, not cool.
Yes.
At the
I'm
same
with you.
time, though, like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, so good. It's so good. It's so good.
So
So
I
good.
love how Donkey tries. Again, this is the moment that gets Donkey to actually like bond with Shrek
Yeah, because
immediately.
like
Like,
Wash
it's-
just said, it's it caters to Donkey's more emotional side.
Yeah.
And then Donkey decides to crack a message of an exit clause.
try lose bliss.
Yes.
I love that so much because he says it. Shrek
That's
grabs
so
it, and
good.
Donkey looks so accomplished.
He was very proud of himself.
Yeah,
It was really
like,
cute.
Donkey-
Honestly, the fact he was there. The fact that like he even knew about the exit clause and how like Rumple operates his contracts, like that is valuable knowledge. That is Donkey being useful. He didn't quite get there, but like he helped out a lot, and he helped Shrek figure out true love's kiss is the answer, because of course it is.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
what else
yeah.
would it be?
Yeah.
It always is in literally all three of the Shrek
Yeah.
films.
Yes.
Yeah.
No other one.
Not the
uh,
other. No, just three.
Just three.
It's a good trilogy.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great trilogy. Anyway, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll just go to Fiona." No,
Well,
he's
Fiona does not know you, dude.
Yeah.
not only that. The tally marks.
Oh man.
Specifically, like the tally marks, yes, but also like the cloth that was there was ripped. Like you could see there
Yep.
was a tear in it. Like she has just gotten like that upset that she tore apart the fabric that was covering the tally mark.
Yep.
I just real quick because I saw that, like, what does it remind me of? Luca. Remember the
Yeah. Yeah.
exact same thing. It's just like, oh my god, how long have you been waiting?
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, you gave up. You decided that you were gonna be in control of your own destiny, and it's oh man, she's the warrior princess of this revolution of ogres. Which we've never seen like other ogres.
Yeah, this is the
before.
first time we've seen other ogres besides
And we have
Shrek
like
and
a
Fiona.
sad ogre.
I forget his name already, but the cook one I like.
Cookie.
Oh, he's
Cookie,
great.
literally a cookie. Yeah.
Is it Cookie? I think it's Cookie.
His
Amazing.
name is Cookie. Yeah, played by Craig Robinson. Like I thought it was fine. It's just like it just showed up like here and there, and then that was
Yeah.
that was about it.
I
Like,
like those
he's the
characters.
ogre with the chef's hat. That's him.
Also, can I just ask, like, where are they sourcing all of the eyeballs for these martinis? Because I have concerns.
We'll say they're frog eyes.
Yeah,
and
they're
just leave it at that.
Either that or witch's eyes. We'll figure it out.
It's all bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hey! They oppressed us, so it's fine.
Right.
Oh my god! But yeah, the idea. The idea they're other ogres, and I love how they're all taller than Shrek.
Yeah, and
He's a baby. He's a short king.
yeah, he's short. He's so much short. Not only is he like so much shorter than everybody else, which is it's like considering that he was always like the tallest guy in the room in every other situation. But like not only that, but like the first time they seen him, it's like, oh, look at him wearing his Sunday dressed up in his Sunday vest. Like the costume that we've always associated with Shrek, it just turned out to be like kind of stuffy and traditional.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they just like the wishes, they really go out and like trying to explore what an ogre society would be, and especially like an ogre revolution, like all the processes that they go through, and what they're trying to go what they're so close to accomplishing, which just so happens to be on this one day. It just so happened that on this one day that where Shrek really needs to figure out the contract, like solve the contract, is also the day where they decide to finally revolt against Rumpelstiltskin.
Specifically because I some kind of like Fiona had overheard from far, far away that Rumpelstiltskin had chosen today to do it. That's why they did it. Yep. And he did it. He made that call because Shrek had gotten away, and he wanted to make sure that he got to all of the ogres. That's why he made that call. Which it all comes together.
It's all coming together.
Really tight.
Yeah.
Really tight.
Yeah, it's such a good. It's such a good script.
It's after stuff where it's just like where the script is just like it's just a framework, and then you just kind of put the jokes on top of there. Like here, it's like I just look at these guys and like, who are these guys? Who are these writers? And they're like, they don't have like a very impressive resume. They're just like, I don't know. Like if you like the Shrek the Third, that's.
Well, I guess that's the difference between Rumpelstiltskin directing a movie and him not directing. Not directing. You know what I mean?
Writing,
voicing, everything in the movie.
Yeah. One of the actually I think it was Walt Dorn because he was talking about he was saying that like they were disappointed with the muted response of Shrek the Third, and Eddie Murphy actually said to him like probably like the problem is probably that like the villain is kind of sucks in Shrek the Third, that it's just like very samey, and we just really just try to do something more. It's actually taken like thought, and like actually like it's like you could have just done a cash grab. Why you don't have to like put effort into this? It's Shrek 4.
Yeah,
right.
But
you could have just been like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's, Prince Simon has a brother.
I'm just stuck on like somebody having to like tell them what was wrong with her.
Yeah, really.
Ursula's
like,
crazy sister.
Oh God, we don't speak of that. Movie doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Anyway, what did you think of the forced romance attempts? Because I'm not gonna lie, I did cringe.
Yeah,
I literally wrote down that my skin crawled at the attempts.
Like, I think maybe that was the point, especially like my donkey fell in your waffle hole.
Oh my God!
Come the fuck on!
Please, like, release me from this hell. Like,
well, it makes it because like Shrek is not a romantic. He's just
that's true.
Like
yeah.
It wasn't. He didn't try to like woo Fiona. It's just like they just realized that they just kind of had a lot of things in common, and it just. But now he has to like convince her, and it's very
and quickly.
It's clear he has no idea what he's doing.
Oh
yes,
and it's literally put just like Eddie Murphy telling the writers that, hey, Shrek the Third sucked. Donkey is telling Shrek, hey, you got a good. The only thing she cares about is her cause. So,
yeah,
and then you just see his eyes light up and like, oh.
And they have a fight which reminded me of like, oh sure, I'm Dirty Dan. And he's just throwing like larger implements at each other.
But it's also like a cute scene too.
It is a cute scene. Like they're actually finally connecting over something.
And it pays off later when Shrek is dying and just like, I'm just glad I finally got to fall in love with you all over again. Like that was the part.
Mm.
Oh man, it's so beautiful.
Oh man.
I really like. Is this the best version of Fiona in
Yes.
all of these in this whole series?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's just tough compared to Shrek. I mean, definitely better than Shrek 2. I love that movie, but
Yes.
Shrek 2 Fiona was definitely the worst.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like, it's just so tough compared to Shrek 1 because
Mm.
I argue that she's better just because we see more of what we realize more of, like how that being in that tower impacted her.
Yeah.
Because they again, I'm stealing this point from YouTuber. They glossed over that fact. Like, yeah, they mentioned like she was trapped there, but like you don't see how it psychologically affected her because she's too busy like, oh, noble steed, oh, my hero.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
doing
blah.
the Disney parody. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but like this one, seeing how like her give up on that and like become like resent to that whole princess act, and then like really see her like how she's like, and we find out how she like struggled being in that tower and how it like messed with her and how had her give up on the thing that she believed in. So
Mhm.
much so that like it's Shrek convincing her that the fairy tale is real.
Yeah.
I'm torn because is it that she can't be both a badass and a wife in the same
Uh-huh.
universe? Is it she only can be a badass in the alternate universe? I mean, she was great in Shrek 1, but now we only really see like Mom Fiona. So
Yeah.
like that's where I'm
Uh-huh.
torn because I don't
I
know if
get
like they're
that.
telling us it can't
yeah,
be both.
and
in
Shrek
some
1
way.
actually
Because it
made a
should
very
be
good
both.
point that
It
she
should
can be
be.
both.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
And-
does become both in Shrek the Third. We barely even talked about that part in the last episode.
We don't
I
talk about
mean-
Shrek the Third.
Yeah, let's not up in that.
We're talking about this
yeah.
non-existent
Yeah.
movie a lot more than I thought we would.
I do have a hot take, if I may.
You may.
I was not thrilled with Cameron Diaz's performance in this film.
Interesting.
Kind of in a similar bullet.
There were
Yeah,
a
no,
few
I get
lines where I
that.
was like, do you want to do another take? I'm so sorry.
I
No,
think
no,
that
I
my
get that,
thing
like-
might be more like, I mean, just looking at the classic four, like Puss will never have a meaningful role in a Shrek movie ever again. I understand that, but at least we get Antonio Banderas out of it, so like it's okay.
Yes, love him.
Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy killed it. They did so
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
And then there's Cameron Diaz. That's I think
Yeah,
where my
I'm not
thing
gonna lie.
mostly is like, and Fiona actually has
No
material in this one. Like Shrek. Oh wait, I forgot the movie. Right. The other movie, right? Shrek 2. Love that movie dearly. Fiona wasn't given that much to work. I mean, what the Fiona that we got in that movie, which was good enough, might I add. I think she did good with that. But it's weird because it's like, oh, she has more to work with again, like in Shrek 1, where she killed it, and it's just like, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like Fiona as a character, much better. Performance, yeah, I feel like Cameron Diaz is just phoning it in
Yeah,
again.
and it's just so much
Yeah.
more
Mhm.
noticeable because the other characters in the main trio, and evidently the guy who's not even a voice actor, like they're all killing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't
Yeah.
that sad that like we finally were not phoning it in, but she is.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh.
I don't know. Just like, yeah, I could understand that. And I could even understand if that impacts like how you perceive Fiona. I just feel like you could argue Shrek 1 is better, but yeah, she's definitely better than in the Shrek
Mhm.
2.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Just
Mhm.
with
The performance, yeah, absolutely.
performance and character, definitely better.
Yes.
And she
Which
was
is a
better. She was
shame
at least
because
better
it's-
than that one ogre who just said all of like the textbook medieval lines, right? Like we know the one. He's like
you mean
the
like
big
the
buff
one female ogre?
He says all of the things you'd expect out of like medieval, like to the cause, and he was
Yeah, all those ogres who are voiced by like
Yeah,
decent actors
John
too.
Hamm and like Jane Lynch, and again,
Jane Lynch
Yeah.
as an ogre, and you just have her like have 2 lines.
yeah, she has like 2 lines.
Yeah.
and it's I don't remember what they were.
No, but like Jane Lynch as an ogre.
But
This was the time when Glee was at its best. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I think ultimately they wanted to focus on like the important parts, which is the second Fiona. like in terms of story, like those are the
No, I get that, and honestly, that's a good call to have.
Yeah,
I'd rather them just be background than have John Hamm be like
because
a jealous ogre boy.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you put too much focus on it, then you distract away from everything, and it's like that you get the basic idea of this romance, and that's enough for it all to pay off to the very end with Fiona saying like, I always wanted a daughter named
I want to. We have 3.5 minutes left, so I want to talk about that.
Yeah. So they have the fight. So they have the fight in the castle, which is fine. It's not that memorable. There's not. It's kind of like chaotic, and it's just a lot of things going on with the dragon and stuff. It's good. It's just like not particularly memorable. But it's really like leading up to the very end where the sun is rising, much like Shrek 1. The sun is rising, and Shrek is dying because his contract is up, and he's just having this speech of like, it's like I'm just glad that I got to fall in love with you again, and it's talking about the life that they have and the children they have, and it's like I always wanted a daughter named Felicia. I cried.
So did I think.
I think I did too.
I'm like sitting here crying at Shrek.
I think I more cried when Shrek cried, but like it just was it was still hit pretty hard. And then I was like, okay, how are they actually good? I didn't think they were going to kill him off, but I'm like, how is this going to work?
How do you end the Shrek franchise? You kill Shrek off.
But honestly, and then they're like, and then I love how we find out that they say it worked, but like one of the reasons we find out it worked is that Fiona doesn't transform into a human.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, that was great. I liked that they had it opposite in this universe. Where she was like thriving as an ogre and like kind of ashamed of her human form. I really thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I did wish that we would have gotten a little more of that because it's barely like
mentioned.
Yeah, but I mean that is just like so powerful. But like I was telling you about like when Shrek was trying to convince Fiona and he has I wrote it down, and it's like, I know that you sleep by candlelight because every time you close your eyes, you're afraid you're going to wake up back in that tower.
Oh my God.
My God.
Hit me so damn hard. That is such a perfect encapsulation of like Fiona's trauma and like connecting that back to what he becomes. And it's also like it's you see like how much that traumatizes her, and you see like why she's not nearly as bothered by like all the family stress. Like the family stress is still like a lot for her, but like she is just so blessed to not be in that tower anymore.
Yep.
It's so wonderful, so heartfelt. Yeah.
It also makes you go back to like when Shrek was calling out her parents for like locking her away in a tower. Like now you have he has a reason for to be angry about it, because we don't really think about how it affects Fiona, but now with this context in mind, and that he knows that, like him going like, oh yeah, daycare or dragon guarded castle.
Yeah,
the parents who lock her away in the tower. Like he's like,
damn.
He's sticking up for his girl. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And even though it's like a super corny line, like the ending bit being like, it was you who rescued me. Like, that's how you. It all started with a rescue, so it ends with a rescue. Like it's a rescue of the spirit.
Speaking of how it ends. The
timer. And speaking of how it ends, did you notice that like they were like putting all the scenes from previous movies and together in the credits? And I was wondering, like, are they gonna show Shrek the third? They showed Shrek the third, no King Arthur, no Merlin.
Yup. Uh-huh.
They're nowhere in
Good.
sight.
Good.
Good.
They don't exist. We didn't even mention like the whole Shrek like saving the ogres bit and like
Yeah, it's just like a noble sacrifice.
Yeah, that was really nice. We
That
said
really
we
was.
said, oh yeah, we'll talk about the Pied Piper later. Never did.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And,
Right,
like,
there was only
we
one thing I
talked,
wanted to
like,
say about him.
75 minutes too short about Rumpelstiltskin.
yeah. Honestly, Rumble is great, but like and then the fact that like Rumble's like, I'm gonna make a deal of a lifetime, and he does the whole little thing like advertise
And then
it,
everybody
and
runs
then
out of
Shrek's
the
like-
village, and they're like, all right, I guess we're safe.
Yeah. And then everyone starts bringing like copies of Shrek. Like that's
That was
not
so
Shrek.
funny.
That's not Shrek. That's not even an ogre. That's a troll. And then you see a parallel of like Pinocchio bringing his Geppetto to
Yeah.
like play, which is from the original. And then
so
and then the
sad.
clever thing is Shrek is the one who brings it himself in, so he gets the reward. And then he sets the ogres free.
Yeah.
But Fiona doesn't get free because she's not all
Nobody's
ogre.
smart but me.
What a
You know
great
who's-
line.
You know who's nobody
The
smarter than?
timer.
The timer.
Oh, can I just? So
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I only wanted to say one thing about the Pied Piper, and it was just that when he's like playing the flute, and it's the thing is that it makes people dance. It reminded me that I am watching a film that is targeted at children. Otherwise, kind of forgot.
No, yeah, no, because Shrek the Shrek Forever After is dark if you think about it.
Yeah,
like
there was also another moment. I'm so sorry. Another timer went off. When Rumpelstiltskin has the witches at the table with all the cupcakes and stuff, and like I like for a second was like, is this about to be like the North remembers moment from Game of Thrones? I'm like, damn, this is dark. For
It's
Shrek.
like a huge poisoning.
Yeah, I thought that like all the cupcakes are gonna be poisoned or
Yeah.
something because they didn't capture him, so he was gonna kill them all off and like
No,
use
only one
different
died.
witches.
Only one died.
By water.
just one by water, not cupcake.
Yep.
Because only one of them was eating the cupcake. So I was like, is she gonna like start
Yeah.
crying in a minute?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
oh god, if it was like a water cupcake or something. Ah!
What
Oh
if
my
it
God,
was just
yeah.
like but then it turns out that particular witch has like an egg allergy and everybody else is
Oh,
fine.
sorry. This is yours.
Wait, that would have been
I-
a really funny joke.
Yeah.
If it did that.
Yeah.
Again, Rumpelstiltskin's great. He has a lot of fun. He's just great. It's just yeah. All right.
You say
Now,
that a lot, random.
I don't know what else to say.
He's great. He's great.
It's
No
just
fairy
great.
godmother, but he's great.
No fairy godmother.
Yeah.
The goose died.
Oh wait, I actually felt
Yeah.
bad about that. Because he was just.
actually upset.
No,
He
the
was-
goose was kind of an asshole.
I mean, he was an asshole, but I
He's
still
like
kinda
a
felt
wild
bad about it.
animal.
You know, I feel like in a nurturing environment, like maybe he wouldn't be.
Yeah,
So.
and then Random goes, but he was such a jerk.
He was such a jerk. That's all right.
It was an.
I don't even
That was
remember
also a
what the
callback to
reference-
Shrek
Yeah, I
one.
don't remember
It
what the
was.
reference to.
I do, and I'm not going to bring it up.
Oh, we're gonna leave it
right.
there. The timer.
Yeah, so what are final thoughts?
I really enjoyed this film. While I do think it was an obvious attempt at one, keeping the franchise going, and two, almost nostalgia bait with all the callbacks to Shrek 1, I think it holds its own as a film. It was a really enjoyable watch. Yeah. We don't do rankings now, right?
Oh,
Don't
well,
we?
now that you've seen all four
Yeah.
of them, now you can do
Yes.
a ranking. So,
Okay.
is this better or worse than Shrek the Third?
I had to think about it really hard. So my current ranking for the Shrek films is 1, 2, 4, 3.
Ooh.
Ooh, you like the first one better than the second?
I do. I'm the one here who prefers Shrek.
Yeah,
1,
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, the only one that would be like eyebrow raising would be if 3 wasn't on the bottom, and it is. So
Don't worry, that'll never happen.
Even if Shrek 5 is bad,
Right.
nothing.
I honestly can't wait for Shrek 5 to come out because I just gotta see where the hell this
Yeah,
goes. Yeah.
I remember seeing like a fan theory somewhere when like Because at the end of the latest Puss in Boots movie, like they have they have I'll say they have a connection to Shrek. That's all I'm gonna say. And one of one of the fan theories I saw, I forget which website had it, where it said, "Did this mean that Shrek is dead?"
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what. Maybe one of the Puss in Boots movie is a Shrek 5 is a prequel to Puss in Boots.
Is Shrek dead?
Did he actually die in Shrek 4? And like he just
Oh my god, it's an alternate
Oh, and
time.
him coming back. It's like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
8. Did Leon die like 4 hours into the game?
I was very surprised at myself because I was really hoping I would be. I was really hoping I would be like smarter and saying like, "Oh, this is a cash grab. This is like phony baloney." It's like I was really into this. I was so like torn up emotionally with this. It's like we just gotten to know these characters so well. And like after that bomb of the last one, it's just they get their time to shine. Well, not really with Puss, but luckily he has his own thing. So
Yeah.
we don't even have to worry about that. But like, this felt like such a better like send off for Shrek and Fiona. Like what started this whole thing with their relationship. It's just so sweet. It really hit me with not only with the romance of it, but like just that idea of like regret, that idea of like false nostalgia, and just wanting, and just like appreciating what you have in front of you, because like you can just so easily lose it. You know, it's like I'm blessed to be in this podcast with the three of you. It's like it's just something. It's just something to look forward to, and it's just something to appreciate. It's good to appreciate it. Good to appreciate what you have.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could have gone back before a time where I rewatched A Bug's Life before we did the podcast. Exactly.
Hey.
Get it back.
How about the day I met Flick? I'd love to forget about that. I don't know who that
I don't
is.
know
I don't know who that is. How about the day I remember Merlin? I like to forget that. I don't know who that is.
Merlin. Random, who's Merlin? Anyway.
Oh my god. Rumpelstiltskin wiped out Shrek the Third. I would have loved that. That's
Technically, he did.
Yeah. He was doing us all a favor, in a way.
It's all a
In a way.
favor.
He can have it take all the days I want if it makes me forget about Shrek the Third. I'll go next though.
This was a much smarter script than I was expecting it to be as well. We talked about like all those little details that of like foreshadowing and like setup and payoff. It's really smartly written. It's very funny. We even though we made like a bajillion jokes about it in our cold openings, like we didn't even talk about what are you talking about, Cracker? This show that took 20 movies for Jeffrey Katzenberg to like finally we have an excuse.
Finally, we have the technology. Also, the animation's good.
The technology is good enough that we could finally have Donkey enunciate. It's so stupid. That's what Shrek is. These are all stupid movies, but like it's you're going back to basic characters. None of this like BS with like Prince Charming and the blah 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 blah. Characters. Who like what are their motivations? What are their wants? What are their desires? I loved it. This is obviously far better than Shrek the Third. And for me, this is better than Shrek 1. I was having a genuine hard time thinking, like, is this better than Shrek 2. And it was weird because I was looking at the list and I was like, it's not better than it's because my list I have Shrek 2 and How to Train Your Dragon, and for me it's like it's not better than How to Train Your Dragon, but it's close to Shrek 2, which is now making me think like maybe I should rewatch How to Train Your Dragon and really think about this. As of now, like Shrek Forever After is like it's like number 3 favorite DreamWorks movie. Like I put this above Prince of Egypt. Like
Whoa.
Wow.
like, and it's like I see all your complaints. There are genuine like issues with it. Like, man, this is such a good send off. If you're talking about like good sequels, like this is such a good like farewell, such a good homage to Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like classic Shrek, which is weird because it's not like the same writers or directors, but like they get it. Like
Mhm.
like you root it back to characters. No, I yeah. I loved it.
Yeah.
Random. I don't know.
I really like this one. I was a lot better than I was expecting it to be by a long shot. Because again, after Shrek the Third, I was expecting it to be bad, but no, I really liked the villain. I really liked where the story was going. I liked the alternate timeline of the post-apocalyptic Far, Far Away with all these things going wrong. It does. Again, we mentioned it briefly. It's a Wonderful Life, but that movie, as much as I love that Christmas classic, there's some things that haven't aged too well about it at all. And now I can watch a movie with that same concept of like if the character was never born, and it applies to a franchise that I enjoy, and it's done decently well. Clarence is evil. Where I still feel like the Shrek was too harsh on Fiona, but it's still a decent film. So much so that
a decent. You went from like I really liked it to it's a decent film.
No, it's a good film. It's a good film, and it's a good film enough to knock El Dorado out of the top 10 for me.
Oh, thank God. Well, for me personally, I know people like El Dorado. That's fine.
Yeah, I love it a lot, but like right now, I think I love Shrek Forever After more than Shrek the Third. No contest there. It's easy to love a movie over a movie that doesn't exist. I think I like this more than Shrek 1, but I really need to check that out again. But like right now, it's above Shrek 1. I even have it above Madagascar. It's right now. Shrek Forever After is number 7 of my rankings. So it's in the top 10. Shrek 2 is still better. I'm sorry. Every time I'm like, I thought about it, and then I remembered I need a hero, and I was like, nope.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm glad it wasn't awful.
It's the bare minimum, isn't it?
Well, after
the bar
what
was
we
so
saw.
low
Yeah.
Yes.
on the floor.
Also, I didn't see this on an iPhone camera, so that was very nice.
That's right.
Congrats for watching it
The
in
power
late
was
fall
on.
compared to the hot summer.
I wonder. It's like you have a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, and somehow it leads to you having the exact same problem, but for Shrek Forever After, and you're like way grumpier about this film.
Yes.
So overall, I really also enjoyed this one thoroughly. Not quite as good as I remember it being, but still very, very good. I have my problems with it that I addressed throughout the podcast. I have the things that I really liked about it that we talked about. I really just do want to, I have to Rumpelstiltskin. I know I said no fairy godmother, but I mean, realistically, who is? I definitely like it more than Farquaad, which is already a pretty high bar. It's just perfect design, perfect voice, perfect animation. Best line that any of the villains have had, including Farquaad and even fairy godmother. In everybody, everybody's stupid but me. That's just the best line. Like, it's like, motto to live by. We haven't even talked about the animation. I remember last time, Wash saying like, oh yeah, Shrek the Third is like technically a visually impressive movie, and it's like, oh, wait, one more movie to say that. I definitely think it looks really good. This is Definitely, this or Shrek 2 is my favorite looking Shrek movie. I'm not sure which one I prefer, but you can definitely tell the advancements in technology in this one went a long way compared to, technically it's, like a little bit. I really like what they did with the characters here, except for Puss, but I mean, like, he's just never gonna have anything to do in a Shrek movie. His own movies, we'll see. But in the Shrek movies, he's just, like, what do you do with Puss, right? But no, just overall, I mean, this is not where I expected Shrek to go, but this is an excellent send-off to an excellent trilogy of movies. I definitely liked it more than... I hate to say this right after I said perfect trilogy, but I like it a lot more than Shrek the Third. I'm gonna be the odd one out here. I don't like it as much as I like Shrek 1. I just think Shrek 1 was a lot more consistent, minus the one big issue that I have with it, of course. Otherwise, I thought it was very consistent. This one I thought was very inconsistent. And I don't think its highs were that much higher. Like, between the two, Rumpelstiltskin is the highest, but otherwise they're pretty comparable. And then the lows, that one might be Shrek 1 as well, but like... my point is, Shrek 1 is more consistent, despite the argument I'm presenting that is not that case. So, I put it... it's in my top 10. For me, it knocked Flushed Away out of my top 10.
Oh, thank God, no.
This feels so terrible to look at because it's like...
Oh, it also knocked Flushed Away out of my top 10.
There you go. This just feels so terrible to look at because it's like, this fourth Shrek movie that ties off an iconic series with some emotional highs versus... Are there other bees in your life? And I take that movie over it, but I would put Bee Movie right over this one. And then this one goes above Chicken Run. So it's in between those two for me, number 9.
And now we've watched every single Shrek film.
Yep. This is where the Shrek cinematic universe comes into play.
Gianna, how do you feel?
I would love to continue the journey with you all.
Absolutely. Shrek is ogre, but the cinematic universe has places to go.
Yes.
Mostly one other character franchise it centers on, but it's fine. That character that friend centers on has 2 movies.
Do you know that we're also going to get a donkey?
Yup, I was going to bring that up. We're getting a donkey movie.
No, I had no idea.
Out.
Yeah, I
forget
when,
but it's coming out.
Yeah, we are like we jokingly said Shrek Cinematic Universe. They're actually trying to.
They're
trying to do that.
They're doing it for real. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure what that's going to be like, but I will watch it.
You're part of the ride now.
Yeah.
So the next episode that we're going to do is Megamind.
Yes, I'm very excited. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's Megamind.
The third film of 2010.
Wow! Yes, I'm excited.
And this is it's an important one as well for the arc of DreamWorks, and we'll talk about that when we get there.
It's got Markiplier in it.
He missed out on Megamind. He missed out on Five Nights at Freddy's.
Was Iron Lung worth it?
Remember Dragon like eating Donkey during the fight scene? Markiplier's like, is that the bite of 87?
Oh, it always wow. We started with the FNAF animatronics reference, and now we got a bite of 87. Shrek Forever After is Five Nights at Shreddy. All right, Gianna, it's been great having you for all these Shrek films.
Gianna plug too.
Where can people find your wonderful self? Plug yourself.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I love talking to all of you so much. So it's great that we had another joyous occasion, after the other 2 Shrek films. You guys can find me. I am Gianna Luna at Gianna_Luna_ across all socials. It's Gianna with 1 N. If you're on Blue Sky, I'm just at Gianna Luna, no underscores. They would not let me. I'm also a co-host on the Shoujo Sunday podcast, where we review shoujo anime and shoujo properties every other week. We have a really fun 2024 slate going right now. So,
oh yeah, this episode is going to be coming out in 2024. So
I figured, yeah. I realized as I started saying it. But if you're into anime, check out Shoujo Sunday. That's like Ice Cream Sunday. Yeah, you can find us at Shoujo Sunday everywhere.
Yay!
I'm in
Yeah.
the mood for ice cream.
Right. Oh, I also forgot that I have a song out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a single out. It's called Twilight Champagne. If you want to stream that wherever you listen to music.
I
That's it,
can
I'm done.
vouch. It's very great.
It's very,
song.
very
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Gianna. You're wonderful, and we appreciate you. And I also appreciate Wash doing the plugs, so I don't have to. Wash.
Wash, do the plug. If you like what you listen to, then you can what's the plug again? It's been like 3 months since we did this. If you like
what you listen to, go to soundcloud.com/pixarspective.
It's just like the old days.
The old days of like the anime podcast.
The old days when the podcast made sense.
Exactly.
Back when this podcast was just called Pixarspective. And now,
All right. Time to sign a contract. Bring us back to Pixarspective.
no.
Oh, wait. We get Toy Story 5 now.
oh wait, we get to Toy Story 5. If you like what you listen to, then you can you can watch this in video form, youtube.com/WRK podcast. You can listen to us in audio form, wrk.simplecast.com, and wherever else you may get your podcast. And I put updates on that dead website, that twitter.com/WRK podcast.
This is 20 episodes we've done now.
This has been episode 20. I forgot to even mention that because I was
We now have a top 10 and a bottom
we have
10.
a top 10 and bottom 10 Pixar film.
Pixar.
Pixar films. Yeah. Katzenberg
Wow.
is like, no!
This is all for naught.
He's off and I'm like my mom, just like, oh, are those Pixar movies?
It's like all the same.
They're all the
All
same.
the same, too. Yeah.
Illumination. It's all the same.
Yes.
Oh, Ice
And
Age.
technically
Is that
Illumination.
another?
Well, yeah.
Illumination and DreamWorks are technically now the same.
Illumination.
That's a
Spective?
long. No. No.
I watched Minions. I'm good.
Put this book on the shelf, like at the end.
Directly
of
next to
Shrek
Puss in
Forever
Boots.
After.
But directly next to
Puss in
Megamind.
And
And conclude with me, the Wash.
I'm random bystander here.
I'm Claire.
I don't know why you were like
I'm so
stuttering.
confused.
Like scared. And I'm Gianna Luna.
Yay!
And we all lived happily ever after until Puss in Boots.
Aw.
Oh.
Happily ever after.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.